Hi students, this is the second lesson. I am very happy. Many of you have watched my video and you have given some suggestions also. Definitely I will continue with this series of lessons. This is the second lesson. In the last class we have started Euclid's division algorithm and we have seen how HCF can be determined. Now let us go further. Uh, Today we are going to learn another important theorem that is called fundamental theorem of arithmetic. But before that, let me give you an idea what is the meaning of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. You consider any positive integer. See, there are two categories. One is prime. This you have seen actually. Another one is composite number. Composite. For example, you take 2, this is a prime number, 5, even 3 is also prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7, etc. We can write many. Composite number, for example, 4 is a composite number, then 6 is a composite number, 9 is also composite number, 10, etc. There are many. Now, if you take any prime number, for example, 5, you can write 5 as 5 into 1 only or 1 into 5. Both are one and the same, commutative. So, this is only one possibility. So, you cannot factorize them with any other number. So, this is by definition also. Prime number means that number which is divisible by itself and 1. Therefore, this is only factorization. Now, if you look at this composite number, for example, 4, you can write 4 as 2 into 2, where both these factors are prime. Similarly, if you take 6, this can be written as 2 into 3. Once again, 2 and 3 are prime factors. Similarly, you take for example 10. This can be written as 2 into 5. You take any big number, say for example 100. This can be written as 4 into 25. Further you can write it as, this is not prime factor, so it is 2 into 2 into 5 into 5, or you can also write it as 2 square into 5 square. Now if you observe these factorization, one thing is very clear, all the composite numbers can be expressed as product of prime factors. You see 2 is prime, 2 is prime. Even you can write this as 2 square. This is of course 2 into 3, 2 into 5. So this is 2 square into 5 square. Like that, take given any prime number, composite number, we can always express it as product of prime numbers. This is called fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. And in elements, the famous mathematician Euclid, he makes a mention of this, it seems, but it is Frederick Gauss, a great mathematician, who gives the theorem of this one, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and the statement is like this. The statement of this theorem is, any composite or positive, right? Or any positive composite integer can be expressed as product of prime factors in a unique way except the order, except for the order. So this is the statement. Of course, in our textbook, statement may be in a different way, but this is the meaning. The meaning of this expressed. So the meaning is, you take any composite number. For example, you say 24. So this is a composite number. This 24 can be written as, see, 4 into 6. Further you can write, see, 4 is also not prime, 6 is also not prime. can be expressed as product of prime factors. That means you have to proceed further. This can be written as 2 into 2 and this can be written as 2 into 3. So finally we can write 2 cube into 3. So 24 can be expressed as product of 2 and 3. Power of 2 is 3. 2 is repeated 3 times. Suppose you take say 96. So 96 is 16 into 6. So this 16 you can write 4 into 4 into 2 into 3. Once again this is 2 square, this is 2 square, this is 2 into 3. Therefore this is 2 power 5 into 3. Once again 96 is factor, 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 2 multiplied 5 times, 3 once. So this is called prime factorization. Therefore, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic says any given composite number you can write uniquely, that is very important. You cannot write in any other way but for the order. That means you can write 3 first and 2 next or this way. Order may be different but it is unique. You cannot write it in any other different way. So this is called fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So in general we can say this way, any given composite number you can write it as P1 into P2 into P3 etc., where P1, P2 etc. are prime. So for example, it may P1 may be 2, lowest prime number, then it may P2 may be 3 or anything, but all prime numbers. And sometimes if P1 is repeated, we can also write, say for example, x equal to P1 N1, then P2 N2, then P3 N3, etc. So Pn N. So this is the general expression of any composite number. So this is fundamental theorem. Now this also has one very interesting, very important application. See the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. We can find the HCF and LCM. See, this is another advantage. In the previous one, what did we achieve was, it is just finding HCF. Using this, we can find both HCF and LCM. Let me see this one. So application of this one. So we can find both HCF and LCM. So you can find HCF and LCM both. Let us see how. Let me take for example 18 is one number, composite number. 12 is another composite number. First let us write as product of prime numbers. So this is 9 into 2. So this is 3 square into 2. Of course you can also write it as 2 into 3 square. So that we are writing in the increasing order. This can be written as 4 into 3. This is 2 square into 3. So this is the factorization. Now first you have to check. See, all are prime. 2 is prime, 3 is prime. Here also 2 is prime, 3 is prime. Of course power here is 2. Here power is 1. Power here is 1. There power is 2. This is the arrangement. Now what is the method of finding LCM and HCF? You know, HCF means actually, you know the meaning of HCF. This is common factor. Common factor. So 2 1 factor is there. Here 2 factors, but common is 1. Therefore you have to write 2. Then same thing, 3 here 1 factor is there. Here 2 factors. Common is 3. Therefore this is HCF. And in the last class also we have seen HCF for 6 for 18 and 16. This is the simple way. Then LCM means actually what you have to do is, see, you have to write 2 and 3. Then you have to search for the highest factor, the highest power. So here 2 and here 2. So this is 36 is the LCM. You can see 18 divides 36 and 12 also divides 36. Among all such number, this is the least number, least common multiple. So 36. So this is a very simple way actually to find the LCM and HCF at a single point. That is, You just factorize both, then find the LCM and HCF. Let me first clarify this one with some more examples so that you will be able to understand how to find the HCF and LCM together when two numbers are given. Say for example, let me take say a equal to say 2 square, say 3 cube into 5. Say I have already factorized, so this is the prime factorization. Suppose b equal to say 2 into 3 square into 5 cube, let us say. Now what is the LCM of HCF of AB? So that method is this. You must always find the common factor. 2 is here, 2 is here, therefore I have to write. Then 3 is here, 3 is here, therefore I have to write. Then 5 is here, 5 is there, I have to write. Then for HCF what you have to do is lowest power you have to write. See here it is 2, here it is 1, so I have to write 1. And here it is 3 cube, here it is 3 square, so I have to write 2. Then 5 1 here and 5 3, so 1. So this is actually HCF. You can check 90 is the HCF. 90 is the HCF. This is 9 and 5 into 2 is 10. 9 into 10 is 90. Now what is LCM? LCM of AB will be equal to, here what you have to do is, you have to write the highest power. 2 into 3 into 5. Then 2 square we have to write. Then 3 cube we have to write. 5 cube. Of course it's a big number, so you can calculate and find. But this is the LCM in exponential form actually. Now whenever these factors are common, it is very simple. Now the question is this. Suppose you have say 2 into 3. This is 1. Say 3 cube, let us say. And B is say 3 into 5 square. So what is the HCF now? What is HCF of A, B? So this will be equal to now. See 2 is not at all common. So it is not here, it is not, it is here but it is not here. So I cannot write 2. It is not a common factor. 3 if you take, it is here and it is here. So I have to write this one. Now among 3 power 3 and 1, lowest is 3, 1. Therefore this is the HCF. Same thing with 5 also. 5 is here, 5 is not here. Therefore HCF is only 3. Now what is LCM of AB? So this, whenever you are writing LCM, now you may think that L, it need not be common factor. Remember, 2 is here, 2 is not here. 2 is not here also I have to write, because 2 is the multiple. I have to write 2. Then I have to write 3 also. I have to write 5 also. This is the difference. 2 power here it is 1. Then 3 cube and 3 power 1. I have to write the highest power. So this is 3. And 5 is not here but 5 is here. It is 2. So also the technique is this. Whenever you want to find HCF and LCM, for HCF what you have to do is take only the common factors. Among the common factors, whichever is having least power, that you have to write. That's the method. For LCM what you have to do is, you have to write all the factors, whether it is present in the first one or present in the second. You have to write. Then you have to write the highest power. So for example, 2 here there is no 2 means 2 power 0 actually. So 2 power 1. 3 cube, 3 1. So 3 cube. Here 5 is not there means 5 power 0 is there. 1 means 5 power 0. So 5 square I have to write. So this is the way we have to find HCF. Of course I have taken direct numbers which are expressed in terms of prime factors. If they are not expressed, you have to first express them, then you have to find the prime factors. So that is the only difference. Now let me take a few more examples so that this idea will be clear. Say A is 2 cube into 3. B is 5 into 7. So what is the HCF now? What is the HCF for these two? So definitely HCF is now here. See, 2 is here, 2 is not here, therefore I cannot write. So that's first thing. 3 is here, 3 is not here, so I cannot write. 5 is here, 5 is not here, I cannot write. 7 is here, 7 is not here, I cannot write. So HCF is 1. Remember, HCF is at least it should be 1, because any number you take, 1 is the common factor. So HCF is 1. Now what is LCM? What is LCM? So LCM here is same method. 2 is here, I have to write, no choice. Then 3 is here, I have to write. Then 5 is here, I have to write. 7 is here, I have to write. Then search for the highest power. So here it is 3. Here it is 1. Here 5 is. So this is the LCM. So this is the method of finding HCF and LCM. Of course, I have not shown you how to factorize it, because you can do it yourself. Of course, I will take some more examples. But when the two numbers are given as prime factors, then you can directly find HCF and LCM just by looking at their power exponential form, you have to write, then you have to take the values. Let me there is another interesting thing which you have to understand. See, let me take A equal to, say, 2 square 3, same old example only. P equal to, say, 2 into 3 square. Now you know that HCF is 2 into 3, this is 6, and LCM is 2 square into 3 square, this is 36. Now there is an interesting relationship between these two. First you find A into B, this is 2 square into 3 into 2 into 3 square. So if you simplify, you get 8 into 27, 260 after simplification. Now you take HCF into LCM. Then this is 6 into 36. This is also 260. So this is actually the result relationship. That is LCM of any two number into HCF of any two number is always equal to A into B. That is, product of the number is same as product of the LCM and HCF. So this is a very useful result. For example, suppose you know the LCM and HCF and one of the numbers, you can find the other number. Or if you know the LCM A and B, you can find HCF directly, no need to calculate it. Or if you know A and B and HCF, you can find LCM using this formula. So this is the relationship between the LCM, HCF and two given numbers. Now let us take a few examples. Say first one, we have to make the prime factorization of this one, the 32, that means 32,760. This is the composite number. You express this as prime factor. So the procedure is like this. You can always start with, see, this is even. So if your computation skill is good, you can skip some of the steps. Otherwise you have to do like this. 2 you take out first, then 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are, then 2 3s are 6, 2 8 0. So once again you see here it is even, so you can take one more 2 into 8, then 1, then 9 0. So this equal to 2 into 2 into, once again this is divisible by 2, even number, 2 into 4, 0, then 2 4s are 1, 2 9s are, then 5. Then now it is not even, it is odd, but it is divisible by 5. Therefore this you can write 2q, because these three together, into 5 you can take out, then it is 5 8s are, then 5 1s are, then 5 819. Then next 2 cube into 5 into, is it prime number, that you have to check. So this is divisible by 3. See, 8 plus 1 9, 9 plus 9 18. 18 is divisible by 3. Therefore definitely 3 into 2 2 the 3 2 the 6 7, then 3 273. So is it prime number? Once again you have to check. So 2 cube. See, oh, this is test of your numerical ability. Now it is divisible by 7. You can check 7 into, see here, 7 3s are 9s are. Even it is divisible by 9 also. 2 plus 7, 9 plus 3, 12. So once again, here you see it is 3 plus 9 is 12. Once again divisible. So 2 cube 5 3 into 7. Once again you can take 3 outside. 3 is a factor. 3 ones are 3 threes are. Now you can check our factorization is complete. See, when you are factorizing, it is your choice. You can take any prime factor. For example, 3 I have taken, next I have taken 7. But you can also take 3 once again and then you can proceed. So this is allowed because in the theorem only it is stated, order is not important. It can be in any order. So according to your numerical choice, you can take and then you proceed. So this is the final one. 2 cube, then 3 we shall write. This is 3 square, then 5, then 7, then 13. So this is the prime factorization. Any big number given we can do. What you have to do is, you should understand the divisibility rule. For example, there is a divisibility rule for 2. Even number are divisible by 2. For divisibility 3, there is a rule. Then for 4, there is a rule. Even you can first take 4 also outside. Then you can write 4 equal to 2 into 2. So that is allowed. But what is important is, how do you express this as the prime factorization? So this is the first example. Now let us take a few more examples to find the HCF and LCM. So this is the example. Find the HCF of 6 and 20. HCF and LCM together. So 6a equal to 6, b equal to 20. I have to find HCF and LCM using this method. Therefore I have to write a equal to 6 can be written as 2 into 3, and b, this can be written as 20, that is equal to 4 into 5, but 4 into 5 is 2 square into 5. Therefore what is HCF? HCF of, you can write like this, 6 and 20, this equal to 2 is common factor, so I have to write 2. Then 3 is here, but 3 is not here, I cannot write. Same thing with 5 also, I have to write 2 only. Lowest power is 1, therefore 2 is the HCF. Then LCM of 6 and 20. So this is, what is the rule? 2 I have to write, no choice. 3 also I have to write. For LCM I have to write all the factors. Then 5 also I have to write. Rule is highest power I have to write, therefore it is 2 square, then it is 3, then 5. So this is 60. Yeah, 60. Therefore now you can check also. See, HCF is 2. 2 divides 3, 6, and 2 divides 10 and 20 also, highest common factor. And this also you can check. See, 60, 6. So 60 by 6 is 10 and 60 by 20 is 3. So, and you can check one more thing, whether it is correct or not. See, A into B, when you take, it is 120. And here also, HCF into LCM, when you take, it is 2 into 60, once again 120. So that means our calculation is correct. You can cross verify whether it is correct or not using this property. Now let us take one more example. Let us say A equal to 96, B equal to 104. So A equal to 96, B equal to 104. So first what you have to do, we have to write the prime factorization. Then using that we have to find HCF and LCM. So now A equal to 96 equal to, you can proceed with anything, say 16 6 actually. 16 6 96. Now this you can write actually 4 into 4 into 2 into 3. This is 2 square. This is also 2 square. This is 2 into 3. So this is the fact. You can write it as 2 power 5 into 3. Now let us take B. This is 104. So here also, so it is divisible by 4 actually. 4 you can take. 4 2s are 8. 4 6 are. So now once again, this you can write 2 square. And 26 is 2 into 13. So this is 2 cube into 13. So this is the prime factor. You have to check like this also. 2 is prime, 3 is prime. Here also 2 is prime, 3 is prime. So our factorization is complete. Now we have to find HCF. HCF of AB will be equal to 2 is a factor, 2 is a factor, therefore definitely I have to write. Then 3 is a factor, I cannot write because 3 is not here. And 13 is a factor here, but 13 is not here. But what is the highest power? It is 3. Therefore, highest, this is 8 only. 8 only. Now, LCM. What is LCM? 2 is there, I have to write, no choice. Then 3 is there, I have to write. 13 is there, I have to write. So among them I have to write the highest power. So it is 5 here. 3 and 13 of course 1. So this is of course you can multiply 32 into 69. 39. Then of course this you multiply, this also you can multiply. Then you can check if you want. It is not necessary because that is a property. So this also you can multiply and find what is the number. So I don't want to do it here. So this is LCM, this is HCF. And you can also cross verify. If you are not convinced, you can cross verify whether the product of these two and product of these two equal or not. That you can check here only. See, for example, 2 power 5 into 2 power 3 is 2 power 8. Then 3 power 1. Then 13 power 1. When you multiply these two. Here also you can check. 2 power 5 into 2 power 3 and 5 is 3 into 2 power 5 is 8. 3 into 13. So it is definitely correct. So this is the method of finding HCF and LCM. Now the question is this, can we do this for 3 numbers? That we shall see in the next class, but I will show you one small example before I conclude. Say for example, A equal to, let us take, with the more examples let me take in the next class, say 6, then B equal to say 8, say C equal to 10. Can I find HCF of these 3 numbers and LCM of these 3? Answer is yes. So this is 2 into 3. This is 2 cube actually. This is 2 into 5. Now as per the method actually, HCF will be equal to, first I have to search for the common factor, it is 2. And I have to see the lowest power, this is 1. So HCF is 2. Then LCM is 2 I have to write, no choice. 3 also I have to write, 5 also I have to write. I have to write all the factors. 2, 2 cube, 2. So that means 3. Then 3, 3. Then 5, 5. So this is our LCM. HCF is 2. 120 is LCM. But very important is, you cannot apply the property that is product of HCF and LCM equal to product of this. That is wrong. You can check yourself. You can see here 120 into this one is 240 and multiply these two, 48 into 10 is this one, 480, whereas it is 240. Therefore this property is not true. That is HCF of ABC into LCM of ABC, it is not equal to product of A and B. That is true only for 2 numbers. Sorry, A, B into C. It is true only for 2 numbers, not for three numbers. Therefore, you cannot generalize any such property unless we verify. So let me conclude with this one. Let us meet in the next class, that is main lesson 3, with some more examples, and then we have to proceed to learn irrational numbers. That also we studied last year. We have to take up irrational number once again. There are many interesting properties we shall study in the next class. Till then, bye, take care. As before, if you have subscribed, please watch all the lessons so that you will understand the concepts very clearly. Also share with your friends. Let us meet in the next class.